Hi, I'm Keith Power. I'm the Director of Workforce and Employment at North West Employers. We try and work with authorities and all of their partners to look at the strategic workforce issues that are facing them, and also how we can make sure the employment arrangements for our staff are the most effective we can be. Currently, that's a really challenging agenda. It's the most challenging time for the public sector. It is definitely becoming smaller, and it's very difficult to radically change at the same time as shrinking. But there is a real need for local authorities and all of their partners to make sure they can build a sustainable future to deliver excellent services for their communities. So it's a very challenging and exciting time for local authorities and their partners as they develop new ways of working, new styles of service delivery which are very different, and all of those indications mean that the workforce itself needs to be very different. And so a lot of our work now is done in a collaborative area where it's how do we do this jointly rather than just looking at my own organisation. I think that's been one of the biggest changes over the last 2 to 3 years, where everything is now on a footprint of it being done collaboratively. Buzzwords that we hear nowadays about public service reform, such as integration, devolution of power, collaboration, all of these words just indicate how radical the change for our workforce is going to be. And I think that just illustrates the extent of the challenge for our HR and OD leaders in the organisations. And so what we try to do is focus our activity on giving them the best support possible to help them achieve that. We recognise that the transition to the new is always difficult. It's always quite a painful experience when there's radical change, particularly where there's a lot of reduction in scale of the public sector. So we have a lot of advice for authorities which we develop with national colleagues. We have a help desk which Andrew runs and provides detailed employment advice when there are complex issues that authorities have to deal with as they reorganise. We also provide a lot of information and we gather this intelligence across organisations because it's very important for everyone to see how is everyone else tackling this, what issues has that led to, how have they solved those problems. And we gather a lot of intelligence and share that on an open basis and sometimes on a confidential basis, because sometimes these can be quite delicate issues. The real future challenge of being able to secure the talent that can enable us to deliver excellent public services is still there for us. We need to work really hard at trying to make sure everyone understands what the future picture looks like, engage people and enthuse them that this is something that is for the good of the community. There's a very strong public service ethos with local authority staff. They want to do well for their local communities. We have to find a means of explaining how the change will play out, engaging them in helping us to design that change. And so the understanding and motivation of staff are key features of our future success. We'll work with authorities in any way that we can to try and make sure that they're well informed and well supported in things that have been found to be useful elsewhere, or designing new approaches that have not been tried before. We'll support you, we'll work with you. Appropriate investment and engagement of employees is critical to our future success. We'll work with you to find the best ways of doing that, the latest thinking as to how these new forms of service delivery can be put together that work for everyone. We need to make sure that employees are enthused by this and want to be part of this new service delivery and be part of the future.